So I was originally going to be working on like a bow magazine project, like the Fenris. You might have seen them; they're pretty cool. But it was not going according to plan, and I came up with a whole new plan. But it involves essentially me starting over from scratch, and I was trying to make the one I had work, and it just wasn't working, and I was just too mentally exhausted to try and make it work. So I decided that sometimes it's best to move on and come back later. So I'm doing what I do best, and that's forge brutal knives. Knives have never failed me. So here I have this chunk of leaf spring, and if you can't tell by the title, I am ripping off Zombie Tool again. They have a knife called the apocalaxe, or I can't remember the exact name. I might just completely butchered it. But essentially, it's a combination of like a knife and an axe. I thought it was kind of cool, so I figured, hey, why not make one? Because, I can't afford them. Okay, now that we have everything forged out, took about 3 hours actually. I know that because I did it all in one go, which is rare for something this big. Anyway, I kind of drew out my design here, roughly, mostly so I know where to cut off so I could, save time. I'm gonna start by taking my angle grinder, cut notches all along here, just to, again, make it easy. Switch to the grinding wheel, clean up the shape, put an edge on it. Usually I would grind in the bevels, but I really like the forged look. And it seems fairly straight and more or less even, and already fairly thin. Not that you can tell much on camera, but... So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a secondary bevel along it, and then just sharpen that so it all has like that forged crunchy look, all except for the cutting edge. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how well it actually goes, because nothing seems to go according to plan. So I got the shape actually I think pretty close, got nice heat treated and tempered. Now all I have to do is glue on the handle scales, which I have sort of cut out. I just mostly got close enough. May or may not have used the big reciprocating saw. You can't prove anything, you know. Already drilled my holes in it, so I'm just gonna take some JB Weld, epoxy them on, stick some pins through, and call it good. I'm not gonna film that because it's not really anything worth watching. Literally just mixing up JB Weld probably directly onto the surface, spreading it out, and then just shoving the things on. So I'll get back to you when I go to actually sand it out and doing something slightly more interesting. Okay, so after drying, this, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really loving how this is turning out. But now I have to clean this up because, of course, got spiky bits of brass pins there. Yes, that is a 357 Magnum round. Makes a perfect hole through the back. Might put a lanyard in. Not sure yet. Still just kind of winging it. I usually would take a file and file it down and then go to the hands or belt sander and clean it up. But I'm going to try something a little different this time and use a flap disc for a grinder. And I've actually used that a lot for just some other stuff. And I've actually had some pretty good luck with it. So I'm going to try it on this, see if it works. If not, I'll just go back to the way I used to do it. But I'm hoping this is faster, and I am kind of on a time crunch on this thing because I need it done tomorrow. Yeah, this is what happens if they change projects middle of the week.